G'day everybody, it's Kim here from Kim's Homestead with you once again. How are you all? All doing well, I hope. Well, today I'm bringing this video to you from the pantry. I thought that seeing as it is now the second day of spring, so it's the 2nd of September, that the pantry challenge, the 3-month pantry challenge I was on, has now finished. And no, I didn't bring you all the meals and that I normally do, because frankly I find it as exciting as watching concrete dry. There's only so many ways you can film a toasted sandwich or egg on toast or a salad or something like that, which is mainly what I eat. I have had a little bit out of the pantry, not as much as I was hoping. I have filled up that cupboard that I showed you in the beginning, which I will show you again. It is absolutely chock-a-block full of jars, and I don't think I can get too much more in there. I've even started going along underneath the shelving of the pantry, so it's probably time to start jarring up a bit more of what's in the freezers, which I was hoping to do during this 3 months, but instead I worked on the new garden and I didn't get any canning at all done. So I concentrated on getting the new garden up and running, which it now is, which frees me up a little bit more time. But honestly, I'm still unpacking. So I unpacked about 10 boxes yesterday. I've still got about 60 or 70 boxes in the shed to unpack yet. So I'll unpack some more today and see what I can get done. Yeah, as far as the pantry challenge goes, I didn't really achieve what I was set out to achieve. I have made some headway in the freezers. Not as much as I was hoping. But, you know, there's only so much you can eat. So, as I said, I was hoping to do a lot more canning, but it didn't happen. But now that I've freed up some time by getting the garden all completed, maybe now I will have time to concentrate more on emptying some of the freezers that I've got and doing something with the meat that I've got in there, turning it into something else. But anyway, I've got to try and look up some new recipes or something like that, because honestly I'm getting bored with what I've got, soups and stews and things like that. So we shall see. Yeah, am I going to continue with the pantry challenge? Yes, I am. I will do a little shop. I've got about 3 toilet rolls left. So yes, I will be doing a little shop and getting some of those things restocked up again, and then I will be continuing the pantry challenge for another 3 months. So in actual fact, I'll be doing a 6-month pantry challenge, but not all in one go. So let's get on with the tour and see what I have actually taken out of the pantry. And by doing this, let's start with the cupboard that's got all the jars, and you'll see how much I've actually used or taken out, because honestly, looking at the shelves, it doesn't look like I've taken a single jar out, but that's what a well-stocked pantry is supposed to look like. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the cupboard with the jars. Okay, so as you can see, I've got jars down there. I've got a little room there for some big jars, not many, and they're in every nook and cranny. I haven't done the top because I can't reach the top, but they are everywhere else. Now in here is where I keep my onions and potatoes. This is the second batch of potatoes that I've got, and they're still doing really well. The garlic's just starting to shoot, and that's last year's garlic. That's what I've got left. So yes, the pasta's down a little bit. Not a great deal though, I've still got plenty of that. The rice is down a little bit, but I've still got plenty. The continental packets, still plenty. The batters, I don't think I've touched any of those actually. The noodles, yeah, I've still got a few packets of noodles left. These are the spare coconut flours and arrowroot powder and stuffings and stuff like that. And these last two are canning rings. So I'll just close this cupboard. Now I continue on underneath the cupboard with some more jars, and around the corner with some of the larger jars. So underneath, around the middle, I have my little cupcake box there. That's what I use when I'm making cupcakes for my grandchildren. And that's bulk gravy, apple cider vinegar and Great Northern white beans. Just there, a couple of large tins I picked up from Cheapest Chips for $3, which I thought was a pretty good buy. Then I have my bread flour, and these are the meats. Haven't touched any of the meats as yet. We've got hamburger meat, chicken meat, turkey meat, rabbit, pickled pork, This one here is actually a bourbon chicken, chicken legs. This is goat, lamb, and all of the fats and oils that you need to run a homestead. Up here are the stocks. I have ham stock, there's plenty of that. Little bit of beef stock there. Lamb, duck. That is brilliant for making a good stew or even a soup. The duck stock, one of my favourites. Mushroom stock, oxtail stock, rabbit stock, onion stock. That one's a really good one for making French onion soup. And lots and lots and lots and lots of veggie stock. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of veggie stock. Look at all that. I don't think I need veggie stock for quite some time. Up here we have the tomato products. We have passata. Now this one here is a purchased passata, but I do have my own passata at the back there. And I purchased that one when I was moving because I couldn't get to any of my own stock. Then we have spaghetti sauce, and yes, some of the labels are a bit squiffy, but you know, it's not the label that you're eating, so long as the jar's airtight and the seals are good, I'm not worried about the labels. This one's also spaghetti sauce, yep. So there's actually two things of spaghetti sauce there, two rows. So I'm right for spaghetti sauce this year. I won't have to make any of that. This one is salsa, and once again I purchased that because I couldn't get to my own. And juice. Lots of tomato juice. Yeah, lots of good tomato juice. Then we have diced tomatoes and crushed tomatoes. Then we have the slow cooker sauces. Now this is something that I might attempt this year, is some of these slow cooker sauces, because I do like to use the sauces, but I really don't want something that big. I'd like to put it in smaller jars, and I'd like to make it myself so I don't have to purchase it. So I may look up some good recipes for this sort of sauce and do my own. And then we have the vegetables, the carrots, mushrooms, peas, mixed veggies, turnips, corn and asparagus. Then we have caramelised onion, cabbage, once again more vegetables, celery, beans, pumpkin, and of course, where are we? The potatoes. Lots of potatoes. And more of the sauces, ready-made sauces up there. Once again, they're just too big for me to eat. I've got to try and freeze half of it, which chokes up my freezer. And then down there is more vegetables. So I'm pretty right for canned vegetables for a while. Then down here, this is my purchased canned goods. So what do we have? I've got a few soups left down here, my favourite soup. There's about 3 or 4 cans of that. The chunky soups, I'm all out of, let's see, I think it was tomato in there, and possibly a couple of other ones. Tuna, I think I've only got one of the large tuna left and a few of the small ones. Baked beans, I wasn't keen on these baked beans. These have got the ham sauce. I didn't know they had the ham sauce, I'd rather the one with just tomato sauce. So I wasn't overly keen in those. Then we've got beetroot, plenty of beetroot left. These are red kidney beans, spaghetti, and fruit. And up here, different like coconut milk, coconut cream, carnation, evaporative milk, all sorts of things. Sardines and some salmon. And let's see, down here I have rice, pancake mix. I haven't used any of that. Haven't been really having breakfast lately, so no need for it. Plain flour. I've still got plenty of the dry noodles left. The tacos, don't eat a lot of tacos, but I might try eating some more. The sugar substitutes, got plenty of the sugar substitutes. Down here, the snacks, still got quite a lot in the snack box. So I'm quite surprised at how much I've still got left. And I've still got all these little treats for when I'm sort of full on keto. Up here is the juices. Got pineapple juice, apricot nectar, which is, this one's really good for making your apricot chicken. Mulberry juice. Pickles, all sorts of different pickles. I don't go through a heap of pickles. And some more of those noodle cup things. Then, let's see, spicy sauces, plum sauces, prickly pear sauce, green plum sauce, Asian vegetable sauce, satay sauce, teriyaki sauce, easy sauce, barbecue sauces of all sorts, fish sauce, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, hoisin, mint, sweet chili, Chinese white wine or cooking wine, sesame oil, liquid smoke, min sauce, spring roll sauce, and some, these are some spare strawberry sauces. Up here we have the jams, all sorts of jams. I'm about jammed out, so, and I can't give this stuff away. And up the top is all the fruit. There's a few little gaps there, but not a great deal. And of course, right up the very top is where I keep my lemonade and soda water for my little tipple of a night time. Okay, now we come around to the next aisle, and underneath is my washing soap and my extra herbs and spices, all in there in tubs. Well, that's all the bulk spices, and believe me, there's a lot. In here is cat food. That's lasted pretty well. I'm on my last 10 kilo bag there. See, these are the toilet rolls that I've got left, which I should take them out because they've got to go into my room. Some more spares. Deodorizer. Dissolve it for taking labels off of jars. Dishwashing liquid. And these are the big tins of fruit that I picked up at Cheapest Chips for $3 a can. Let's see, meal bases. These are the ready-made ones that you just open up and pour in. Same as here. These are the Master Food meals. These are the Lee Cum Car bases. Then we've got the soup bases, the dry meal bases, such as, you know, chili con carne, hearty chicken casserole, deviled sausages, that sort of thing. Then gravy toppers and like bacon bits, dip mixers, gravy mixers, things like that. Sides and baked bases, nachos, beef, tomato and mozzarella bake, potato bake, that sort of thing. These are puddings, such as your instant pudding and so forth. Then there's the milk. There's normal full cream milk and almond milk, and then the long life juices. Down here is some more cleaners. That's just spares of basically dishwashing stuff, and paper towels. Beverages such as your cocoa, your tea, your caramel mocha, salted caramel. The rest goes on to the back of the shelves. Down here I have the dried fruit and dried like potato and stuff. Sultanas, cranberries, currants, strawberries, mixed fruit, blueberries. Down here I have my flavourings, banana flavouring. I have biscuit crumbs, mustard seeds, citrus flavourings, psyllium husk powder. Down the very bottom is the last of the boxes of wet cat food. Remember, we went down to Bunnings together and I bought 2 great big boxes of cat food at the beginning of the pantry challenge, and that's what I have left. Just one little box. So that's lasted better than I expected, actually. And of course some protein powder there. Down here, there's like baking soda and different things. I forget what's in there actually. I think there's oat flakes and stuff like that. More herbs, my beans, pasta. There's a little bit of breakfast cereal there as well. Salts, and up there as well, breakfast cereals, milk powders and sugars, flours such as cornbread flour, almond flour, coconut flour, and the long spaghetti such as fettuccine and whatnot. Down here I have a big thing of molasses that won't fit over where the sugars are, and spare flours. There's plain flour in there and stone ground flour for making pizzas, and maize flour. I've also got some dried fruit mix in there for when I make fruit cakes as well. Now, over on the next shelf, up the top, we have the ice cream cups, and I've still actually got ice cream from when I started, so I've done pretty well there. Spare mashed potato, I think there's 3 or 4 of them. Meals, puddings, jelly, and these are the cake mixes. I haven't really touched any of those, so, which, you know, I'm quite surprised. The kids haven't come to visit as often as they normally do, so we haven't been making cakes or slices or anything like that. So they've just sat here because if I make them, I eat them. And I'm too fat now. So down here we have more baking stuff, like arrowroot powder and baking powder, gelatin, more polenta, the little tartlet casings. In behind is the nuts and so forth. The sauces there are sitting there because they won't go on the other shelf. Down here is condiments. They're all the spare condiments that I've got. The rice, I do need to top up on my rice. I've got no jasmine rice left, and I'm all nearly out of risotto. Down here is my spare sugars. I've still got plenty of the icing sugar, plenty of the raw sugar, and I should have enough of the white sugar to last me a while. And then we've got the vinegars, such as the white vinegars, vanilla essence, red wine vinegar and apple cider vinegar. Down the bottom there is some biscuits and a nut mix that I use for basically snacking on when there's nothing else to snack on. Then I've got some gravy mixes there, some more condiments, a few little biscuits and whatnot there. And this is basically just a catch-all cart. Okay, so now we'll check out the freezers. This is the inside freezer, this big stand-up one. And as you see, it is pretty full. I have taken quite a bit out of it, but then again, I fill it up just as quickly with soups and leftover stews and leftover scraps. So, it doesn't take long to fill up these things. So let's have a look at freezer number 2. Right, this is freezer number 2, and normally I just have it filled with the raw cat food, but at the moment, yes, I've got pies in there, dim sims and croissants and a few spare nuts. So that will have to be cleaned out so that I can get some more cat food in there, because looks like I've only got one round left. And this is my drinks fridge. Keeps my other fridge free from all the bulky drinks. Right, so now we'll just go into the shed. Still a lot to clean out here. This back room is pretty messy still. As you see, I've still got quite a few boxes there to unpack yet. There's my big canner. And some big jars, which that's some of the space I've got down in the bottom of that cupboard for the big jars. And all those over there as yet. So still quite a lot to do. Probably take me a couple of years actually to sort it all out. I'll be surprised if it'll take sooner. So here's freezer number 1, and we have some flour that's being frozen, debugged basically. I don't want a pantry full of pantry moth like I did at the other place. A little drinky that's in there, it's tucked away nicely. And these are some more of the $2 number 9 chickens I got at the beginning of the pantry challenge. A tuna mornay put away there for later on. A ham hock, which I was going to make some split pea soup with, but sort of never got round to it. And I've got a heap of mince. Now this is lamb mince, and the problem with this is, see how chunky it is. Now this one here, this one is one I bought from the butcher's. It's nicely minced up, nice and fine. It's lovely. This one here I bought privately. It went through a butcher, but he didn't grind it up very well. Certainly he only put it through a coarse grinder, not a fine grinder. So, and I've got to find something to do with that, because it's It's quite gristly, and it's not very nice. And I've got quite a lot of it. I've got probably about 8 kilos of it. I don't want to can it because I really don't like canned meat. It's a texture thing for me. So, but what I've thought I might do is take it all out, thaw it out, and grind it up a lot finer, because I do have a meat grinder, and then cook it, rebag it, and then into meal size lots, and then refreeze it. I think that will work quite well. I just got to get the time to do it, and I've got to find my grinder. So that's one of the things. I've got to unpack all those boxes to find half of the kitchen equipment that I've got. But I will get there. And there's another tray under this one. I think it has all of the chicken wings and chicken legs and chicken pieces in it, but I can't get to it until I shift this mince. And this freezer is halfway full. It was, when I started the pantry challenge, it was all the way up to the top. Matter of fact, I didn't think I was going to close it, but I managed it. So as far as that goes, I think I've done fairly well with this freezer being halfway empty for about the half cup that I eat a day. So got to work on that one. This one here, it's emptied a little bit. There's still a lot that I have to do, like these strawberries. See, they're all diced up now. So I need to do something with this fruit, like fairly soon. Otherwise, I'm just going to lose it, which is no good. And I'll just get out this tray. Under here is still quite full. It's mainly vegetables that I've put away, such as the zucchini. I think I did that at the last house. I had quite a few zucchini that I chopped up, and I suppose because it's out here in the shed, I don't get to it like I should. And of course in here is peas and beans and stuff like that. And mulberries, more mulberries. So I don't want to do jams with them, because honestly I've got more jams than I can poke a stick at. And as you see, the sides are starting to ice up, which is no good. I want to start emptying it all out before summer, so that I can maybe not make the fridges or freezers work so darn hard. What have I got in here? Cherry glaze, all sorts of things. There's avocado, gravy, more vegetables. Yeah. So more corn. Lots to do. That's freezer number 2. Well, that's freezer number 3 actually. Freezer number 2 has more meat. This is sandwich meat. I don't know what I'm going to do with this lamb flap. I don't have a dog. Maybe my daughter-in-law can have it for her dog. I do have some pumpkin and onion. Those I'll take inside. And down here I have like a huge big pork roast, 4/4 pork roast. So it's way too big. It should have been cut into 2 at least. Or chops. I would have preferred it into chops than a big roast. That's the trouble when you buy meat that is home done. You got to take it as it comes, because I don't have a saw blade, and I would have preferred it to be cut into meal-sized lots, not dirty great big lumps. And of course in here is also where I've got all my soup bones and broth bones, and somewhere in there I've got 3 pork bellies and half a pig's head, which the pig's head I was going to turn into like the pig's head meat. It's sort of like a pressed meat. So I hope to be still doing that. Plus I've got more peels, like orange peels and mandarin peels, that I was going to make candied peel out of. I can still do some of that, but I was also going to make some marmalade, which I still can do, but honestly I want to get rid of some of the jams that I've already got. I've got a full shelf of jam. I really don't need that much. And we have no low sugar options here, so you got to put a bucket load of sugar into it. We don't have the low Pomona's pectin. Can't get it. So, which is a bit of a problem when it comes to getting low sugar jams. So there you go. There's a tour of both the pantry and the freezers. Still a lot to do, a lot to go through, and now that I'm freed up with putting in the new vegetable gardens, it frees up quite a lot of time so that I can start dwindling on the stuff that's I've got basically parked in the freezers. So but first things first is I've got to go through the boxes of my kitchen stuff and find out where I'm going to put it, because over at the other place I did have a whole 6x6 shed that was turned into a kitchen, an outdoor kitchen, which was straight off the vegetable garden. And I also had like a massive farmhouse type kitchen with heaps of space, a huge big table I could work with, a 10-seater table I think it was, and just heaps of space, down to probably a kitchen the third of the size that I had. Very little cupboard space. The top cupboards I can't use because my back is twisted like a pretzel, so I can't reach up to get them, and if my family knew I'd climbed on ladders to get down something, they would absolutely throttle me. So yeah, I don't put anything up there unless I want it right out of the way. So that's my dilemma at the moment. I do have some spaces there that I've set aside for certain things that I want to keep. My juicer, or what do you call it? You know, the thing with blades in it that chops everything up. And just a few of my larger kitchen utensils that I use quite often, especially come this time of year when I'm preserving. So I just got to find them, which means I've got to spend the time that I have unpacking and trying to find stuff before I can start getting rid of what's parked in the freezers. But I'll get there eventually. It will just take time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour, and if you did, please give me a big frozen thumbs up, and I will catch you again very shortly, probably with another outdoor video, because at this time of year when the weather is normally pretty nice, it's a bit blustery today, but it's normally beautiful at this time of year, and I like to get out in it as much as possible before the stinking hot weather arrives. So I'll catch you again very shortly with another video. Alright, bye for now.